What up, y'all? We're doing the book club.
Hi. Sorry we're late. We mismanaged time a little bit today.
That's not that. We're just busy today. It sucked.
Hi, Drya. Did you read the book, Drya? Hello, T. She says, I'm on my tablet. Sorry, I will write badly. That's cool.
What's new? Don't be so mean.
Wow.
Oh, why are you being so mean? I'm just kidding, T.
You did not read it?
Me neither.
He DNF'd it.
I started it, and then I ended it. So, I listened to the end. It was just as bad as the beginning.
No, you didn't listen to the
I didn't listen to the very end, but I listened to like 30 minutes of the ending.
We went to like... T said she almost DNF'd it 20 times.
Yeah.
So... We were on our way to, because I had to drop off my car to get the AC fixed. And I listened to it on the way there. I literally only finished it like 10 minutes ago. And then we listened to it on the way back home, so he was subjected to listening to it. Come here, kitty.
This damn cat.
We filmed 3 videos this morning. The entire time Osmond screamed in the background, so that was fun. Kristen, hello. She said just popped in to see the next options and say hello. I mean, we could talk about the next options real quick to give like a brief overview. So, I chose The Disasters by M.K. England. I think this is just like a YA... I wanted something to throw in something like simple and just fun, and I think this is supposed to be like a fun YA sci-fi book.
I love it. I like the colors.
It looks cool. Children of Time, which I've had on here like 3 times. You guys keep suggesting it, but it doesn't ever get picked. Another sci-fi one where there's another planet that's supposed to be like that we set up for Earth to inhabit after our planet dies, but when we get there, something was already there type of deal. It sounds kind of cliche, but like I hear it's so good.
Did Brandon Sanderson write it?
No.
Probably not gonna like it.
Then Wicked Saints, which is I always forget what's going on. It's a YA fantasy story that is supposedly like, or that has like dark elements in it or whatever. I don't know. I keep seeing it everywhere. And then Middle Game by Sean McGuire. This is the one where
the flames aren't actually burning. They're fake flames on the
Dodger has an obsession with numbers, and Roger...
Yeah, that one seemed really interesting.
They were exactly human, and then the alchemist like created them or something.
But he didn't exactly create them.
Yeah, this one seems interesting. So these are the 4. You guys have time to vote on them, and we'll check it out a little bit later. Okay. T didn't like the writing style. She didn't like the audio. Dry says, I think I missed the announcement what the book was going to be, so I had no idea. I thought we were still on Mistborn ones.
Oh, we are.
We have been busy. Hello, Ethan. Is it like Red Sister? Is which one like Red Sister? 7 Blades? No. Gotta go fast, but just wanted to say happy early birthday. That's Silas.
Thank you. For me?
Chelsea said, I liked it, not the audiobook. Try that, and I just read it. Faye. Hello, Faye. Haven't read the current book, but love your chats and hope to see the next choice winner. End of June is Mistborn 3. Yeah, June 30th. You have 20 pages left. Go finish and come back. The first half of the book and the second one is so different. Yeah, sort of. So, I think I'm ultimately... Now I'm talking about this book. I think I'm ultimately going to give it a 3. Because... I agree with everyone else. The audiobook was unbelievably bad. Like, I didn't know until I started reading along and listening to it that she messed up so much. I'm talking like almost every single page there were 1 to 2 or more errors. She would eliminate words. She would change words. She would add words that weren't there. Like, for instance, she would say like, I didn't go there, and she would add yet, or she would take away the yet, or she would just change a word completely. Like the one, and I put this on Discord, the one that killed me the most, that I could not believe that they left it in there, was they changed the word unkillable to unlikable, which are completely different. So it's like, it blew my mind how bad it was. The audiobook narrator just like didn't enunciate any of her words. You couldn't understand what she was saying half the time.
Also, her like acting wasn't very good. Like
No,
she didn't
do voices.
any sort of role playing at all.
Yep, never. Like, she didn't do any voices whatsoever. And it was funny because you were listening to the end with me, and he literally paused it and said,
Is there 3 people or 2 people in
Yeah.
this conversation right now? Because I was like, I know that there's 2, because one person can't just talk to themselves like this. This doesn't make sense. But I never knew who was talking. And at some point, I'm like, did a third person walk in? Because now they're using somebody else's name.
Yeah.
They're talking about some other person. And I'm just like, I'm so glad I didn't waste like 20 hours of my life listening to this.
Yeah, the audiobook was unbelievably bad. Like, I'm thinking of requesting my money back. That being said, I enjoyed the ending a lot. Like, the very ending. So, Christy, if you didn't finish the last 20 pages, you should go finish and then come back. I really, really liked it, but I felt like the book was way too long. Like, it could have ended way sooner than it did. I like the premise. I like the whole, like, her having a list of names. You don't find out until, like, page 480 why the list of names exists and why she has this, like, thing against them and why she's going to kill them. You don't find out about her weapon until the very end. Like, literally the last 2 pages, like, what's going on with her weapon. But the way they told it, I really enjoyed it. I feel the writing... I can't tell if the writing style was confusing or if it was just the audiobook narrator that was confusing. Because when I was reading it, I wasn't really having trouble following along and, like, figuring out what was going on. But I feel like with the audiobook, I was having trouble discovering... if we were talking about, like, the past or the present or, like, what the heck was happening. T says, I didn't connect with any of the characters until she said why all of this was happening. I totally agree. I feel like that shouldn't have been left for 500 pages in, like, why she's going after these people. T said, yeah, I noticed the adding the words and it drove me nuts. I gave it a 3 because of the last 200 pages. I agree. I think the last bit of the book totally changed it. It made it way better. I liked the humor of it. I thought the swearing in it was funny. Like, the way it definitely made swearing, like, what did SpongeBob say? Swearing, the sentence enhancers.
He said, Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza.
Anywho, so they definitely use swearing as, like, a sentence enhancer, and I thought it was hilarious half the time, like, the way the swearing happened.
That's
and, like,
what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, but it was great. I didn't hate the writing. I think I hated the narrator, and I will continue. I liked it enough to see what happens next, but I will definitely not get the audiobook. I will have to read it, like, physically. She sounds like Arya Stark and even had a list like her. I'm not the only one to see that or hear that right. So that was Christy. I didn't think of it. I feel like it's kind of a common trope in what do you call it? Fantasy. Like, that people have a list of names. I mean, obviously Arya is one of them, but I don't feel like it's overly original. Could the mess ups be she had a British version and we had American or something like that? Or they didn't give her a finished copy but a draft? It's possible. I mean, because I have noticed things like that. Like, when reading arcs, they'll change little things here and there. But there were so many that I don't see how that's the case. Because even when I have arcs of something and I read it, for instance, sometimes I have an arc, but I won't get to it until the audiobook is already out. So sometimes I'll start listening to it and read along with the arc, and there's usually not that many changes. It's very similar.
Also, the production value of it wasn't high, right? Because they didn't do voices. So it's not like she had to read and think about, like, oh, whose voice do I have to do now? Take Harry Potter, for instance, right?
Yeah.
You have so many different voices that he's doing all the time. So you know that, like, he's reading a paragraph and going, okay, Harry, Ron, Hermione, got it. Okay.
So what I've actually
And then he does the
seen-
take, right? So like for this, it's like she's just reading it. It's just like you're in school and your teacher's reading a paragraph out of the thing and not doing, or like you're jumping around going to everybody and everybody's reading
Yep.
things. You know, nobody did voices in high school or middle school when they read. They just read, and that's why it was always so boring listening to other people reading in class.
I feel though, so like here's another thing. I don't know if you guys have ever like seen this, but a lot of audiobooks when they're
Come on.
when they're actually filming them or whatever, like recording them, they will read like a good audiobook narrator is known to read ahead and highlight using different colors for different characters and like who's talking when. So like when they're reading it actually like as a recording, they see pink and they're like, "Oh yeah, pink is this person and blue
Ron.
is that person."
Hermione.
So it's like they'll have it set and that's how they can do voices and things like that.
Or they could just get a script.
They could. It's too hard though to have like the narration and then that. Those mistakes. I got my credit back and could listen to it anyway. Oh really? I have to do that. Hello Joshua. T says the part where she was in prison and being interrogated were good though. I liked that. Kivox didn't even realize that she was in prison.
I got so as soon as I started listening to that book, I was like, I am so confused. I had to try to listen to it at like 0.75 speed.
It was pretty. Yeah, literally.
Okay, they said
start
it
in the prison.
They said it right at the beginning, but then they never mention it again until later
They
on.
mention it throughout.
Yeah, I get great, but I missed that. Like like when you start a book, you don't know anything that's happening, so you can only absorb so much. I always feel like when you go back, you're like, oh, okay, this makes more sense now. Now that I understand what's gonna happen, and that's why certain writers are better than others. Because they don't give you too much information. They give you just enough so you understand what's happening, and then they slowly trickle in the information. As opposed to this, like, I don't know. I guess maybe I just missed it or I wasn't paying attention enough. But I feel like that's why I like Brandon Sanderson, because it's like it's only enough questions, or you don't understand enough because he doesn't want you to understand what's happening. You know?
I love your wands, Kivox.
Thanks.
Why a 3 then, and how did it end? So the thing that I'll wait until Christy comes back to talk about the ending. T says I enjoyed the character being gay. I didn't know it was a queer book. I think she was technically bi because I think
I think it's weird when people say queer book.
I don't know.
Is that weird?
You're
I
weird,
think it's
yes.
weird. I don't know, just like the way like.
Because I think.
Do people call straight books?
No, I don't think so.
I'm just confused why we have to like specify that it's a queer book.
I feel.
Is queer offensive?
I don't think so.
I hope not, because we just said it like 3 times.
What
Hi.
was I gonna say? So I think she's bi because they insinuated several times toward the end that her and Jindu had a relationship. Like they were together and he was part of the crew that betrayed her. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like I mean,
killed your cat.
someone said the cat is so funny. T did.
She's dead. Look.
You're not dead.
She's not moving.
So one thing that like bugged the crap out of me, I don't know how I missed it, but when Liette like disappeared for like a long time or whatever her name was, Liette, I was like, what the heck happened to her? Like I missed what happened and how she got separated from Sal, and I was like, what the F happened? And then all of a sudden she's back and she's like, hey, sorry I ran away. It's like, when did she run away? Like I don't get what happened. Hello. I enjoyed the character being gay. Okay, we did that. Teachers read better than that, probably.
Oh, got him. Who said that?
Calliope.
Nice.
Chelsea says, like you guys said, through her acting, though her acting was horrible, I listened to maybe an hour and had to reread it because I lost. Yeah, I reread the first like 50 pages or so.
I got an hour in, and I'm like, Meek, I don't like this book.
Yeah, he did.
And you were like, well,
oh,
you know.
I was like, you don't have to finish it.
And then I was like, you're right, I don't.
Let
Also,
me
I
see.
feel like we read a lot last month, and I was kind of like burnt out this month.
Yeah.
So like,
This is a big book, like,
and we had already read
and especially if you don't like it.
Well of Ascension. We read that too. So
Yeah.
did we already do the book club for that?
Wait, Well of Ascension, yes.
Yes?
The next
Okay.
one is the third one. Soon. So you got to read it. You have like 3 weeks.
That's not soon. I'm like a quarter of the way in, and I just read it yesterday. I just started.
Hello. Yes, she was bisexual. Okay. Dry says, I agree with you with Kivox, and no, queer is not offensive.
Okay.
Okay. I think her and Jindu were talking about marriage in one of... Yeah, I mean, they were definitely a couple. That's what I got from it. And now, like, I don't really know how her and Lynette, what the heck is her name?
Louis. Lejeune. Lavan.
But I liked their relationship. I thought it was fine.
Lungy.
I mean, I liked Sal as a character. Like, I thought she was a well-written character, but I just felt like it dragged too much. They doted on these characters too much that were, like, on her list that they had to do with the whole main plot and the reason.
Pause. She's leaning up against my head like it's my arm like it's a pillow. Because she thinks she's laying down.
We have to clean her chin.
Because she's a stupid cat.
She is dumb.
You're so dumb. I love it. You stupid.
I don't remember what I was
Sorry.
saying.
How you liked Sal, the cacophony.
Yeah, I do like her. I just feel like there was too much fluff for stuff that didn't really matter. I forced myself to finish it. I won't read the next one. Flashback.
Hey, you could be stupid and adorable. Look at Meek.
She's not stupid. Hey. She is pretty stupid. But I love her. I like Sal too. Wow, Kivox is growing a beard.
Wow, you noticed. I don't shave for 1 day. Literally, I didn't shave 1 day. And people are like, hey, you have a beard.
Why didn't you shave today?
Because I wanted to see if anybody noticed.
Yeah,
Thanks
right.
for
He
noticing.
was just lazy.
Who was it?
Mouser.
Thank you for noticing. I don't know if you're a regular. I don't recognize that name.
Yeah, he's the one I called Paladin.
Oh, okay, got it.
Usually.
She never says the name, so I don't know who's talking.
Liette. Okay, I like Sal too. Okay, I need to go because I'm not at home. Bye, T. You voted. Awesome. Thank you. I want Christy to come back so I could talk about the end and why I liked the end.
Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza.
I didn't say crusty. I said Christy.
Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza.
She says, I will watch the rest later and add the comment if I have anything else to say. Awesome. Bye. Have a good day. So, also, what else?
Just give up. Just give up.
Yay! Christy's done. Okay, I literally just said I was waiting for you. So the ending, the part that I liked was how they brought back, so when she was almost dead and dying, like in that car thing, whatever it was, that mechanical thing, like the steampunk engine, and she sees that guy with like ash and smoke falling out of his mouth and like fire, and like turns out that, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's that's the cacophony. And she has like a contract almost with him, or like a binding with him.
So Sal the cacophony is not the cacophony?
He's not the gun. Like, the gun is alive, basically. Like, he's a thing. Like, he's not really a gun. I feel like it's almost like a soul attached to a gun. And I think she was seeing him when she was dying.
So she died?
She almost did.
So she didn't die?
No. And then,
Stupid.
because at the very end, she meets up with another character who, of course, like, they never really mention him. Something the Beast. So I couldn't remember his name. Hold up. Don't say anything. You're gonna screw me up. Anyway, she meets up with Zanze the Beast, and he's been watching her this whole time, and he knew that the cacophony was sort of alive, and she would literally feed the gun by killing people, and like after they were dead, she would like hold the gun there, I think, and like absorb stuffs. Ow. I thought that was awesome. I think Ash Guy is the gun too. Okay, good. Like, I'm not the only one that thought that. They kind of made it pretty
vague?
No,
or obvious?
Like apparent, because like that was kind of a weird and really well written scene where she's sitting there dying and she's talking to this guy
entity.
that's like his ashes and stuff is like falling out of his mouth.
Oh, his ashes are falling out of his mouth? Because that's where I store my ashes, too.
And then at the very end, she feeds the cacophony. Ow! And they mention like ash being left behind.
I'm sorry.
Here.
Do you want me to sanitize? What do you want me to do with this?
Use it on your other hand.
Yeah.
I think he's going to take form. Yeah, I don't get like how that's gonna happen, but I mean it could.
Why
be
is there
cool.
a sequel to this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are the 7 blades?
I'm guessing.
Oh, you're guessing, so we don't even know. So the title of the thing is vague.
I'm getting. I've been reading too much fantasy lately, but
Imagine
correct me if I'm wrong. Like,
me? All right, I'll correct you. You're wrong.
Is it this book where
No.
certain people had blades?
Yeah, they're called swords.
Like special weapons though that like were heavy. And
Swords are made out of metal, so they're pretty heavy. All right.
No, but they don't look like they'd be that heavy and dense, but they are, and I think they're black, and only like certain people have them. I could be totally screwing this up.
I agree.
But I thought at first she had 7 names that she was trying to get to on her list, but the list I think was like freaking like 30 people or something. I think the feeding of the magic people's dead dust stuff will give him form. Oh, the mage? Maybe. All the guys on her list had special black blades. Okay, so I'm not crazy. I would say yes, it's a high fantasy.
Is it though? Is it more about the world or more about the girl?
Both.
No, you can't say it can't be more about both. It has
elements of both. I guess more about Sal, but the
then
whole
it's not high
reason
fantasy.
she's doing everything is...
How's the cast? Is it a big cast?
Not really.
Then it's not high fantasy. That's what I consider high fantasy. I would say Mistborn is more high fantasy. You see? Because it's like about the world.
Okay, there were originally 7 names.
And then she was just like, I'm going to keep adding names.
Well, the 7 names were the 7 people or whoever was involved. So this was the other big twist, which I didn't really see this as a huge twist. Let me know if you guys did. But Sal used to be a mage. And they don't say that until like 500 pages in. And she gets her magic taken away from her by one of the people on her list, and there are a bunch of other people involved, so that's why she's out trying to kill them. Because she used to be able to fly, and she had, like, I think elemental magic, where she had, like, fire and ice and stuff, and she was, like, a prodigy, and she was very, very, like, powerful, and they killed her. Or they killed her magic, excuse me. So they took it away from her, and now she's, like, on this road to vengeance.
Could you say she's on Vengeance Road? Like that terrible book?
That book was not that bad.
It was terrible.
Meek, you said you've been reading a lot of fantasy. What's my favorite genre? I would say fantasy.
Yeah, me too. I like fantasy.
This is how I define it. High fantasy is like Lord of the Rings, where the world has no connection with our world. That's how I kind of see it too. This is a whole new world. It's its own thing. So like everything is not of our world.
See, I consider high fantasy something that's more about the world and the overarching story as opposed to a specific character. When it's just like regular fantasy, it'll be about like one person and their journey through something. When it's like, to me at least, high fantasy, I don't know what the actual definition is. High fantasy to me would be more like, you know, like Lord of the Rings, where it's like the whole world is involved. It's one big story that you're telling with all these different components to it, as opposed to Frodo's story. If we just followed Frodo, or even like in The Hobbit where you just follow Bilbo, I feel like that's less of high fantasy because it's more...
I don't, because I thought high fantasy was just like an immersive world that's created by the author that like... Because this has politics in it, and it's kind of a big deal, but it's not like they don't...
I mean, I didn't read this book, so yeah. I'm just saying.
As soon as they said Red Cloud, I knew it had to be her. See, I am stupid apparently, and when I heard Red Cloud originally, I thought that was like the name of a battle that happened. Like I thought Red Cloud was like something that happened back in the day, because like when Tretta found out about Red Cloud, she started freaking out. She's like, you know what happened with Red Cloud? And I'm like, or at Red Cloud, I thought she said. And, like, I'm thinking, okay, Red Cloud was, like, some sort of battle that Sal must have been a part of. And she can now tell Tretta what happened. But then that didn't happen, so I got really confused by the whole Red Cloud thing at first. To be honest, I was probably just listening to it and missed something and didn't pay attention. Calliope says she agrees. But yeah, so I thought, like, her being a mage in the past was interesting. I don't feel like they really alluded to that being a part of the plot, because, like, they don't ever really mention anything like that, and they also they talk about how she hates mages all the time, so it kind of threw me off a bit. So I wouldn't say it was, like, predictable per se, but, like, I just didn't find it that crazy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading too much fantasy. What is my favorite fantasy novel? Probably something Brandon Sanderson. I don't know. I'm really bad at picking, like, one favorite. I have a lot of books that I like. I don't know if I like one above all others. I would say my recent favorite is probably Elantris by Brandon Sanderson.
Really? Surprised.
I loved it.
What about that other one with the moths?
Strange the Dreamer. I like that one too. I think I may have liked Elantris a little better, but I did love it.
You want to talk about the books? Want to talk about the books?
These?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because people can vote.
So
I gotta vote.
We have 4 books in that little eye over there. If you click on it and whoa, Meek, what are you doing?
Voting.
And if you don't see the disasters, what else we got, Meek? Wicked Saints.
Yeah.
Children of Time. And I don't know what the last one is.
Middle Game.
Middle Game. Okay. If you don't see those 4 on there, refresh the page and you'll see them. Just vote for which one you want. Yeah. These are the 4.
I've heard good stuff about these 2. I've heard mixed things about this one, but mostly good stuff. And this one I haven't heard anything about.
Is this the space one?
Yeah. Well, this
No, this is the space
they're
one.
They're both sci-fi. That one's like YA sci-fi.
All right. Which one do you vote for? Oh, okay.
Hello, Serpent.
This one?
That's the one I voted for.
Can I see that? Those 2? All right, I think I got it. Where's the refresh? There it is.
Serpent loves your videos.
Our videos. Thank you.
Shame that none of these books are translated yet. So I have a far off theory that the gun guy is from the same world as the thing Portal guy was talking to and pulling the creepy creatures from. Huh. Maybe. I still don't understand why he was doing that. I mean, I feel like I maybe someone can explain it to me, but I don't understand why that mage was bringing those creatures over into our world. And how it was supposed to save the not the revolution,
So whoever hasn't voted yet, if you can just pop over to that little eye right there, right over here.
Wicked Saints.
And vote for the next books.
It's a path of a girl, a prince, and a monster. The paths of these 3 characters become entwined during a centuries-long war filled with sinners and saints, magic and mystery, and a star-crossed romance that threatens to tip the scales between dark and light forever.
Is this the one you just read about? The planet thing? Going to the planet. That was that
That's Aurora Rising.
No.
Oh, the
one you just read.
I didn't read it. I just said it off in my head.
Okay, which one was it? Okay, that was just answer the question. Just a simple question. It's just a simple question.
It's just like it's supposed to be like a funny YA type book.
That doesn't mean anything to me. Why is there a spaceman helmet on there? Is it about space?
It says space is hard. Grab a helmet. The Academy never should have kicked them out, and they're about to regret it.
All right, let's see what we voted for here. Hopefully everybody's vote is in.
So this...
Oh, you may have that option turned off on your thing. If you're on a computer, you have to hover over the video, and then there'll be a little eye there. If you're on like a tablet or a phone, you have to make sure that your settings are set up for that. You may have to tap the screen, and then there'll be the little eye.
What am I missing? Oh, welcome back, T. Alright, so Chrissy's voting for that. I came back at a good time. Okay, I feel like the God thing was brainwashing him, essentially. I should have brought the book so I had the names. So wait, these two people that are saying their votes, I mean, I don't know how to calculate that into here. I can't really.
What do they vote for?
One said The Disasters, which is probably not going to win. And the other one was Wicked Saints. I don't know how that would tip the scales, though. Like, because... Yeah. I'll give you a few minutes. She can't get hers to work.
Say something, Meek.
We can't get it to reload. So I don't know. I only saw one person's vote. Like, what did you guys vote? 7 Blades in Black.
Oh, you mean
I'm interested
ratings?
to know like the overall rating. Xbox E3 in 1 hour. Is that the final?
Well, that's what we got right now, yeah. Oh. I don't know how that came up before. How did I make that like show up like that?
I don't know.
That was cool, right?
Yeah. So, I have to wait to respond to you guys because I can't.
Can't what? You can't read it?
Well, I think I missed too much.
It's right here.
Go up a little.
Sorry, it reloaded.
Alright. What? So, Chrissy says it's okay, I'll read anything though. Have you started Mistborn 3? I have not, but Kivox has. Yeah, I have a plastic cup today. That's not actually a plastic cup. It's... Well, it is, but it's reusable.
What are you talking about?
Like, we drank out of plastic cups,
Oh, I know. You got disposable. This is like my drinking cup. It's like...
hard. 3 stars, 4 stars. No, I definitely don't think it was a 4.5. I gave it a 3. I think it was good. It definitely had its faults, but I really liked the end. That seems to be like the way a lot of my books are ending up lately. So it looks like we'll refresh one more time, but it looks like we have a winner.
I don't want to read that one. Damn it.
You're gonna read it. I heard it's really good. I mean, if you're nervous to read it, if you weren't really getting into it, it's hard to say.
Looks like we're reading Children? Is that what it says? Of Time?
Children of Time.
This better have some timey-wimey stuff in there, otherwise I'm gonna hate it.
I don't think it does.
Then I'm gonna hate it. You okay?
Trying to see. I think you'll like it. It got really good ratings.
I hope so.
We are Gryffindor and Ravenclaw.
Even though I have her hat on.
I didn't even know that. Don't read Kristen's comment because I didn't know that this was a part of it until people started saying it, and because it doesn't say anything about that in the synopsis for this book.
You don't want me to read it?
Well, I don't want it to spoil it for you because it spoiled it for me.
Oh.
And people keep bringing it up, and I'm just like, that doesn't say anything about that on the back of the book.
So it's like a part of like something else?
She says that's what it says in Goodreads, but I don't know. I've heard Children of Time is really good too. It's about finding a new world for the human race. We have seen Endgame. But don't spoil stuff on here for people.
It's not like an aliens thing, is it?
No.
Okay. Because they're doing in aliens.
What?
Prometheus and stuff.
Oh.
But, alright.
Anyway, so it looks like this is the book. It's going to be July 14th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as long as my AC doesn't die on my car again.
We got like...
a month. Over a month.
Over a month.
It's a long
it's 4
book.
weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 weeks.
It's 600 pages.
You're 600 pages.
I was like, I'm going to pick smaller books.
Well, you did, but they picked the biggest one out of all of the ones you picked.
I also wanted to, like, give... another thing, too, is, like, if you're part of, like, Patreon and you're on our Discord channel, like, I try to take your guys' considerations into consideration. I mean, I take your opinions into consideration. So I asked everyone what they wanted to read, and I took, you know, a few from them. I took some from me and created a list, and that's, you know, one that you guys wanted to read, so... Kivox's hair is whiter today.
I don't know.
You guys make amazing videos. Keep it up. Thank you. It's fine. You can vote for the big book. I felt bad because we kept, like, reading all these crazy big books. I felt like you guys were going to get, like, tired of it. But if you want to read it, I mean, I've been wanting to read this book for, like, 8 months now or something, so...
All right. Thank you guys for watching.
We're good.
Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys keep reading and all that stuff.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Do you think after Mistborn 3 we will continue the universe? I want to. I mean, we can just make it to where, if you guys want, we're like the end of the month. Live stream is just the next Sanderson book until we're done. I mean, I'm cool with that because I'm going to continue reading them no matter what. So...
Me too.
We can totally do that where I could just tell you which one's next and that's what we read. I want to. Bye, guys. Goodbye. We talk about Mistborn 3 on June 30th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. Bye, bye, bye. You have to. Not trying to be pushy or anything. I mean, I want to finish the Cosmere. So, like, if you guys want to do that and it seems like you do, then I'm down. We'll keep reading the Cosmere.
All right, y'all. See you later.
Bye, bye,
bye. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye, bye.
What are we eating?
Nothing. I got videos to do.
Excuse me.
You're gross.